This is the 2026 BMW X5 xDrive50e. Is it the ultimate plug-in hybrid? Hey everybody, it's Tom from Vehicle Visionary. I hope you're having a great day. We're at Or BMW for today's video. If you want to know more, check out the link down in the description of the video. Let's take a look at what we have here. On the front end, it's going to look pretty much like any other X5 out there. Gonna have that classic look. You have your double kidney grills right here, and as we work around, we're gonna find that we have our front view camera right here in between the two grills. Gonna have your upper and your lower grills. All of your different safety features will be working with your sensors that are going to be here. We're going to work our way up to the LED headlights, and I really like what BMW does here with the headlight design. I'm going to hit the button and let you see the animation effect that comes in. When I hit that, you can see that not only is that animated, but you have the arrows right here. These looks like arrows at least. When you push that button, you'll notice that the turn signal indicators are pointing in that direction, the direction that the vehicle is going. It actually does have turn signal indicators, believe it or not. A BMW with turn signals. Maybe it's the drivers, not the vehicle. And we'll have our 21-inch wheels. Tell me what you think about this design. Now, the thing that I like here is that you don't have gloss black. While I'm not against gloss black, I like having something that's a little bit different, a little bit more of a combination of luxury and performance balanced here. Gonna have the red brake calipers, and then we'll have our vent right here. Here is where you're going to plug in, as that is what is the terminology of the plug-in hybrid going on here. So we're going to have that where that is concerned. When we work our way up, we're going to have our turn signal indicators built into our power adjustable side view mirrors. Let me hit the button right there so you can see some of the action. So the turn signal indicators are built in, they're heated, they're power adjustable, they're power folding, and we also have blind spot monitoring built in. Roof rails up top. If you need the crossbars, you can help to greatly increase your cargo capabilities that way beyond what you have on the interior. And we work our way to the rear. We're going to have our nice rear roof spoiler right here. And then we finish things off with the same thing we started off with. We're going to have, once again, the LED lighting back here. And again, you kind of have that arrow look, except in this case, it almost looks like it's pointing inward instead of outward like it would with the front. Your xDrive50e, the logo will be right there. And then we're going to obviously have the BMW logo, the X5 logo will be there as well. Now, something that's interesting here that might be a little bit of a surprise, guess what? Real exhaust outlets. That looks nice. I like the way it sits here. Now, this is not all in one piece. You just basically have the exhaust coming out through this opening. But it's nice that it's here and it's actually active. Something I like here is when you pull on the release twice in the interior, there's no release you have to find to open the hood. And what exactly do we reveal when we open the hood? It's going to be the 3-liter inline 6-cylinder twin power turbo. It makes 483 horsepower and 516 pounds-feet of torque, made it to an 8-speed automatic transmission. 0 to 60, an impressive 3.9 seconds. Top speed is governed to 130 miles per hour. Now, being that this is a plug-in hybrid, how about your numbers for MPGEs? We're looking at 60 MPGEs and 56 kilowatt hours per every 100 miles driven. If you go on gas only, you're looking at a combined 22 miles per gallon city and highway, and then 4.5 gallons per every 100 miles driven. And to gain access to your gas tank, because you do still have that here, being the combination of electric and gas-powered capabilities to get down the road, you've got to hit that button right there, and that allows us to come gain access to our 18.2-gallon gas tank. On a full tank of gas in the city, you should be able to drive about 382 miles. On the highway, that number jumps to 419 miles. And here is your remote. There's the button to lock right there, and then you're going to have everything for unlock. You can open and close your power tailgate. Your panic button is right here. Nice, sturdy little remote. Looks kind of sporty, as it should. Now, as far as your power tailgate goes, this is a split tailgate. There's a button right here that you can hit to open that, the button on the remote, the button on the interior, or you can just kick your foot under the bumper just like that. Give it a second, because as you can see, it's not immediate as to how it opens. And how about your cargo capacity? Well, we're looking at 33.1 cubic feet behind the Seats, when they're in their upright position, 71.2 when they're laid flat as they are right now. Obviously, you can remove the cargo cover if you need to take full advantage of your space. And right here, as far as plug-in capabilities go, you've got your 12-volt power outlet. We're going to have some interior lighting back here that is always useful. And unfortunately, the one thing that you won't find here is a spare tire. You do have the cable that's going to come with the X5 for plugging things in. That's going to make things a lot easier. And when you're ready to close everything up, you just push the button right there, and both the upper and the lower areas will come together. One thing I normally do is I open the power shade right here so you can see the panoramic sunroof, but today we're just leaving the shade in place so you can see the shade instead of the sunroof, but you know that the sunroof is there, the front portion will open. And as far as configurability back here, well, first of all, you're going to have your built-in cup holders right here with the fold-down armrest, a little bit of space within for some storage, not a lot, but a little bit. And something else that I like, you can pull down on this release right here and pull this area down and create a pass-through for cargo, depending on what your needs are. Now, as far as the door panel goes, we've got a nice, comfortable armrest, and the size of the door bin is actually fairly large for an SUV of this size. You've got a bottle holder up front if you need to put a bottle there. And then we're going to also have our rear seat pockets right here, air conditioning vents, a little bit of storage in two different areas right here. And we have what would almost seem like the old school cigarette lighters we used to have in cars a long time ago. And it is a 12-volt power outlet, but not actually a cigarette lighter. And a couple of USB ports. And how about the sticker price? $84,175. And believe it or not, for those scammers that ask what's the price down in the comments section, just ignore them. Believe it or not, those people that do that typically are scammers, in case you didn't know. Let's see what else you get for the price. Now, one thing that is missing here is going to be a sunglass holder. There is no sunglass holder up here with the upper console, as you can see. But you have your control right here for the power shade and the sunroof. All that good stuff's going to be up there in case you need to deal with that. We push that to open the sunroof, push it to bring it back down, and then you can push that forward to close the sunroof. And we're going to have our lighting elements right here. They don't look super bright, but believe it or not, they are very bright on both sides. Auto dimming rear view mirror is going to be here as well. And then as we work our way down, we're going to have our very nice looking ambient lighting that works its way across. As you can see, that's on in red right now. Very nice materials throughout as far as that goes, and the design for the dashboard. There is the glove box, a little bit of space in there in case you need to take advantage of that. Over on the passenger side door, I do wish at this price point that BMW would put seat memory in, but not here in this case. Not the end of the world, just my personal preference. But you'll notice a very nice large armrest and another large door bin, even larger than what we had with the rear doors. Now we'll work our way over here to the driver's side, and you will find that you do have seat memory on the driver's side. You're going to have the button to open and close the power tailgate here, lock and unlock, everything for your power windows. You can lock the windows, and then everything for controlling your side view mirrors. We can also control which mirror we are adjusting with that switch right there. And then if you need to fold the side view mirrors in when you're still in the vehicle, you can do that. There is that button we saw earlier for the gas door back there, and then everything for your headlights is right here. If you want to just leave that on auto, you're good to go with that. We're going to have our button right here, or switch, whichever you want to call that, for the power adjustable steering wheel. It is tilt and telescopically adjustable. We'll also have our nice large shifter paddles. I like that they're big, easy to get to. That makes things easy. Your steering wheel mounted controls are here for the radio, for cruise control. All of that will be here. A heated steering wheel as well. Power adjustable seats for the driver and the passenger, and your modern look with the driver's display. Let me do one more thing here. We're going to cover that we do have our turn signal indicator lever right here, or blinker lever. That's easy to use as long as you've been to 4 years of turn signal school, and your front and rear window wipers right there. Now, something that I really like here, hopefully you can see it, there is a little bit of a curvature here built into the center screen. It's angled at the driver focus. That's always a good thing. Built-in navigation, wireless Apple CarPlay, and Android Auto will be here. Now, you do have only controls for air conditioning in the screen. We're going to hit right here and show you that. Now you can use BMW by saying, hey, I'm not going to say it. You can let BMW with voice commands adjust all of this for you. So that's a nice little thing to know about in case you didn't know. And then we select right there. Here's how you turn the heated steering wheel on, just like that. And then the 3 stages of heated seats for the driver and the passenger here in the front seat area. You can get rid of that when we're ready to. Music, all of that's going to be here. We hit the home button right there. That's going to bring us back to this screen. If you want all of your icons, we hit those squares right there. So depending on what you need to see, you can come in here, you can find what you're looking for. Everything is here. Now there's a lot here, including YouTube right there. You can watch Vehicle Visionary videos. You can see what else is here. You can come in and make adjustments to anything you need to. You can change your ambient lighting colors. All of that's going to be here. Now, I'm going to hit the button right down here. We'll show you where the button is, but we got the buttons right here for going and turning on our cameras. And that's what's going to come up right there. You've got your multiple views depending on what you need to see. You also have your park assist if you want to use that. That's going to be nice and helpful. You can also come right here and select different areas of the vehicle that we may want to see. If I go into reverse, then we're going to get our backup camera, which is going to be this camera right here. And then we'll go back into park real quick, just to show you some of the things that are here as far as how all of that works. Our air conditioning vents are going to be right here below, kind of an interesting look. But that's what BMW is all about, not being the same as everybody else. But they're here, they're effective, they get the job done. One thing that is nice to have, I know a lot of you don't want to have to go to voice commands or use the screen to adjust the radio. You used to have your good old-fashioned knob right here. You can adjust the volume, turn that on and off. You can turn on your hazard lights right there. And you'll have your front and rear window defoggers right here if you need to take advantage of that. Now, when we slide that cover back, your wireless charging pad is located on the left-hand side right here. USB port right there. That's not wireless. And then another 12-volt power outlet, just like we saw in the rear. You've got to pull the little plug out. And we'll also find our cup holders. And right here, quite a few different things you can do as far as the vehicle goes. You can turn the vehicle on and off right here. You've got your different driving modes right here. Depending on what you want to do, you just push that. And I'm going to show you on the screen what actually happens when you do. So you can see when we go into sport, the engine is going to start back up. There's hybrid. Now you do have your power parking brake right here. And then for those of you that don't want to actually have fingerprints on your screen, guess what? You don't have to. You can use the buttons right here to go to media, home, map, all of that's going to be there. Or we can just do this. We can hit home, and then I can actually use the button right here to select whatever I need to, as you can see, or not button, but the dial. And then we just select by pushing down on that dial on whatever it is we're looking for. So pretty easy to deal with as far as that goes. And then we're going to have our Bombay doors right here with the space within the center console. There's also another USB port. I also wanted to make sure you knew there was a head-up display here. It's very bright. It doesn't look like it right now on the camera, but when you're out driving, especially after dark, it is very noticeable. All right, here we go on the test drive with the X5, the plug-in hybrid. It actually gets down the road quite impressively, more than you may expect. And the comfortable ride quality makes for an enjoyable experience. The seats themselves are comfortable. That's going to be a good thing. And as I drive around here, I'm using my blinker. You probably heard that and saw that as we cruise down here just a little bit. Not going to push the pedal too hard, but just a little bit to kind of get around this slower moving vehicle. And we'll move over right here. There we go. That driver behind me is probably freaking out thinking, wow, BMW that uses their blinkers. Yes, I know. Sorry for you BMW drivers out there that do use your turn signals. I know that's a big joke around with a lot of people that BMWs don't come with blinkers, but they do. But one way or another, this is a very enjoyable vehicle to drive. The gas pedal and the brake pedal, very well balanced. I like the tightness in the steering. It's very responsive. You don't have a lot of play in the steering wheel. Get on it a little bit here. Not too much. It definitely will put you back in the seat a little bit. The technology is pretty easy to use. I know there's a lot of icons, as I showed you earlier in the video. That doesn't mean that it's difficult to learn or use. Easy to see out of. You got all of those great safety features. A very well-rounded vehicle, that's for sure. Very comfortable seats, a lot of adjustability built into the driver's seat area and the steering wheel. One thing I did not mention earlier in the video that I know is important to a lot of you is the fact that you do have lumbar support here with the front seats. That's a good thing. And the good thing here is that it's easy to get to and deal with because it's not in the screen. There are some vehicles like the Range Rover out there that have the lumbar support actually in the screen. Good news here is that it's still a physical control on the side of the seat for the driver and passenger seats. And there it is, the 2026 BMW X5 xDrive50e. Is it the ultimate luxury plug-in hybrid? Tell me what you think down in the comments section. I would like to say a special thanks to our friends at BMW for loaning us this X5 for the day so we could tell you all about it. And a special thanks to all of you for being kind enough to give us the opportunity to give you a vision for your next vehicle. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button. That's very helpful to us and we appreciate it. Make sure to subscribe and share this video on your timelines on social media so other people can see it. And if you would like to learn about additional vehicles you may wish to consider purchasing, check out the video that's on the screen right now, and we'll see you there.